Deeply concerning. The UK Immigration Minister is sounding the alarm over a recent surge in migrant crossings over the English Channel. And what do you do in a crisis? Pick up the phone. Well, the UK Home Secretary and the French Interior Minister at least spoke to each other. But is this really enough to combat channel crossings? For the UK and France, it's a partnership all too familiar when it comes to border protection, both having spent millions already to set up and then move refugee camps. One of the biggest flashpoints of the migrant crisis, the port in Calais, which made headlines almost daily. From Calais to Dover, the port has seen a spike in the number of adults and children arriving at the Kent's coast. Sporadic crossings were seen at the start of the refugee crisis, but more recently, over 220 men, women and children have attempted to make their way over in the last 50 days or so. Although increasing pressure has meant the UK Home Secretary has had to cut his holiday short, he's been widely accused of having a failed strategy.
He has still to explain exactly how the government plans to handle these mass criminal operations in British waters.
They have not got a grip on it. What we have got is unsatisfactory, and somebody has to do something. Ultimately, the buck stops with the Home Secretary.
For now, Sajid Javid's plan is to keep the number of specialist border force boats under review. But he admits there's no easy answer. As for defence, Britain's armed forces are at the ready if need be.
We have not had any requests as yet, but if the Home Office is in need of armed forces support, then our Navy, Air Force and Army stand ready to assist.
And amid all the mounting pressure, there's also the problem of cracking down on people smugglers.
The problem is that the more one has a patrol craft out there, the more it can be regarded as a pull factor, because people at these gangs know that if they get halfway across the channel, they're going to be picked up. So it is a very fine dilemma for the Home Secretary to consider.
As the UK Home Secretary weighs up his options on the issue, time is ticking for a concrete solution.
Well, in the latest development, 6 more Iranian men were found on a beach near Dover on Sunday morning. International history professor Alan Sked says that up until now, the UK government's efforts to tackle the crisis have been unsatisfactory.
The current administration has been at fault. We only have 5 patrol boats in the channel. Sorry, we only have 5 patrol boats for the border force. Only one of these is actually in the Dover Straits in the channel and is not always there. And the government seems to have done nothing to supply more boats. Partly it's because in past years there have been very few attempts to cross the channel, but since Christmas there have been about 100 attempts this year, partly because there's a great fear that once Brexit happens, it'll be much more difficult to cross the British border.